Hello and welcome to today's video. In this video I will be reviewing the 5 best comic readers of 2021. You will have all the timestamps on this screen, so let's get into it. Alright, and now we have ComicSwiper. ComicSwiper is my favorite comic reader, and for a great reason, and that is because it has a lot of features that no other comic reader has. So let's get into it. The first feature I'd like to highlight is Cloud History. Now for it to work you need to be logged in. To log in you will need to click login up here. Now I'm already logged in, so I can't show you. But when you log in and you've read something on another device, you can go to Cloud History and all the comics will pop up. So for example, I could load a comic by clicking load, and if the comic is not and if I'm opening the comic for the first time, I can press load and it will say that it is not found and that I need to find it in the file explorer. And what is it? Crimson Forever, I'm not sure I have that one, but you get the idea. Yeah, I don't have it, but you get the idea. You can select it and then it will act like a local comic, and it will save your progress. So let's get and you can also have local history. I only have one thing on there right now. Now you can open a lot of comic types, so you can open a comic, so that's CBR, CBZ and all that kind of stuff. Also zip, PDF. Now you have folder with images. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can open it and you can open a single image. Now let's open a comic and see what this is all about. I will open, for example, Bad Ties 3, and you see now we have this comic here. Now to go into full screen you can right click and press full screen, or you can press escape. So let's get into full screen. And you can see the scrolling is done with either swiping with the mouse, so dragging, or with scroll wheel. It also has an animation, unlike a lot of others. And you can use your arrows, which is particularly nice on computers. Now there is also one more way of scrolling, which is really good for laptops, and it can also be used on those old laptops that have crappy mouse pads. Now you see now my cursor is on the middle of the screen. If I move my mouse up, or you put your finger on the mouse pad, you will actually swipe. That's all you need to do. And I can go down as well, and left and right. Now it's, I think, maximum zoom, so it can do it. But yeah, that's the thing. And to exit out of this mode, you press F1. So now it's out. Now you see the zoomer has disappeared. I can summon it again by pressing F2, or by double clicking on the screen. It will pop up wherever I double click. Now there is a fit to width and fit to height. Fit to width will go fit to width, and height to the smallest page, to the height of the smallest page. Now there is commands, that's all the shortcuts and all the buttons in one window. Now this zoomer, this is not the only feature. You can also zoom with it manually or press Ctrl and scroll wheel. Now let's expand this thing and see some more settings. Now we have swipe distance, that will increase how much you swipe. So if 15 is a lot, like that 7. You have scroll arrow resistance. If I increase it, it will go more or less, however you want it. I like it. Everything is very nice at default settings. You can animation duration, you can bump it up and it will go like forever, or whatever you like. You can go also really fast. bind swipe distance to zoom. That is some kind of algorithm that will make your scrolling nicer when you're zoomed in. It's recommended to put to stay for it to stay on, but on some comics that are old and weird, it can sometimes cause some issues, so you can disable it in that case. Now, ComicSwiper works in steps, so it loads multiple pages at once. Now you see the step size. For me it's 5, you can set it to 10 or 20 or whatever you like. You can also load the whole comic at once, but then it will just use a lot more memory, and it's really not needed. You can also load one comic page at once, so that's for comics that have really wide pages that can screw with the fit to width and fit to height, specifically fit to width. So yes, you can also go to the additional settings and set the small archive size and all that kind of stuff. Now, this application also has reviews. So if you go to the end of the comic, so let me just go to page or press F6 for that. If I go to the end of the comic, so for page 21, if I scroll a little bit, I should get a window pop-up. Yes, so there it is. I can leave a review for this comic so other people can read it and enjoy it as well. So I can select my comic category, that's sci-fi, I can select the language, that's English, the rating, and say, for example, Boba is the best. And I just click submit, and my comic will be displayed on the portal of ComicSwiper. So I can now see the total pages, the genre, is it a collection, so is it like a 300 page comic or not. And you can see the thumbnail. Here is my text, and it's all really nice. If I go to the home page, I will see my review here, and other people's reviews as well. There's also one more thing about the application that I need to show you, and that is, let me just find it. Oops. Yeah, here it is. This application has a bit of advertisements from them. It's not the usual sponsored ads, but it's just them asking you to donate, because this application is free after all. So it would be real nice if you gave a donation to the developers and helped them continue to develop this application. And it's really inexpensive, so if you click the colorful button down here, you can select how you want to pay. So actually how much you want to pay. So it's $2 for 5 months and $6 for 2 years, so it's really not a lot. You can also leave a review to get 1 month for free, so you can just select that and go to this, and Microsoft will pop up. Now I've already reviewed the ComicSwiper, and I can't do it again, but if I click submit, say thank you, and now it says that I've updated my review, so I won't get any subscription time, but you will if you've done it for the first time. So yes, that's it. Let's get on to the next one. Alright, now we have ComicRack. ComicRack is pretty modern, and it has some nice features. So let's open a comic. We're going to go to Open Book, and I'm going to select my type of file. So let's just go with all supported files. Now it says that zip and RAR are supported, but if you try to open them, it's actually not. So yeah, that sucks. So let's open the Vader comic that we had. Now, to go to full screen, we have to press this, and yeah, here it goes. So to scroll, you can use the mouse like this. So we're jumping. I don't know what's happening. Weird. So you see you have it scrolling like this with the mouse. Then you can use your scroll wheel and it will automatically jump the pages. And you can use space. You see it transitioning like that. After you switch the page, you see the pager. You see the page view down here. It sometimes weirdly jumps, goes out of full screen like this for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, but that is pretty much the only downside. And there is one more thing you can. I don't know if it's broken for me, but you have this library section where you're supposed to see the comics that you have read, that you're reading and stuff, but nothing just appears for me, just nothing. Here you can also select stuff from folders. You see what's readable, what's not. And here you can just see the pages of your comic. So that's that. Okay, now we have Yak Reader. I'll just open a library. So you have to give it a name first. Let's call it Vader and select our folder. So I'm just going to go with my downloads folder because that's where I have all my comics. Now it's going to list all my files that I have in there. Let's open the Vader comic that I have. Double click it. So let's go to the beginning. Alright, so here it is. Now, the thing that I don't like about it is that you cannot go full screen. You always need to have this toolbar up here. You have these modes: fit width, fit height, and these two. I like the fit width the most. You have the right click menu to open all of this stuff, you see. Now scrolling, you can do it like this, like the panning. Pretty bare. Would be nice if it was easier. You can use your scroll wheel. You can see how much it scrolls. You get to the end, it will do it automatically. Go to the next page. And you can go with space and jump a lot. So yeah, that's that. Okay, so the next comic reading application we have is Mangamia, or if it's said like that. So it's pretty old, from the days of Windows XP. So to open a comic you can do open file, open folder. We're going to open file. I'm going to find my comic, so this PC, the temp downloads, find my Vader comic. Alright, there it is. Let's open it. And you can see the interface here. You can go full screen, which I'm going to do in a minute. You have some full screen settings, not much stuff. Scaling, it's fit to width and fit to window, you see. And that should be the most important stuff. Not much important stuff after that. So let's go to full screen and see what scrolling is like. So the mouse wheel is not used for scrolling, but it goes through pages. Space doesn't work for scrolling, that's okay. Arrows don't do anything. And here I'm panning, so it's pretty sensitive. Yeah, it's too sensitive for me. But if you like it, then that's your thing, but too sensitive. Okay, let's get on to the next one. Alright, now we have M Comics. It is an open source application, and let's just go straight into it. So let's open a comic. Let's select the Vader comic. Give me a second. Alright, so let's open it. Let's go from the beginning. It has an option to continue reading. So we have the most important thing here is full screen and these viewing modes. We have fit width, fit height, fit size, but the fit width is the best for me. You can also go full screen. Now to scroll you can use your mouse. Pretty tough. You can use your mouse wheel. Again, you have to do a lot of scrollings. Now you're just scrolling through my folders. Let me just open the comic again. Okay. So back to full screen, and you see scrolling is pretty tough. Scrolling with space is ugly because there is no animation. So yeah, that's that.